Hi everyone, it's me, Lisa Mortkovich, and I'm here right now to just talk about mindfulness with you. Mindfulness is by far one of my favorite things to teach and one of my favorite exercises to do with clients. I find it extremely effective sort of across the board. It's a very versatile skill to offer clients. So mindfulness is actually, it's very simple if I offer an explanation about what is mindfulness, but it's something it's trickier to practice mindfulness than it is to explain what is mindfulness. And the reason for that is because we are always in go mode. We're always, we're very busy as a society. And it's very rare that we have like that opportunity to be able to sit still. So one of it is making time for mindfulness. Number two is learning how to be able to sit with distressing emotions and not even distressing emotions, but just perhaps like distressing sensations that are distressing experiences, and to really just encourage you to kind of to sit with them and to not judge, basically, because mindfulness suggests that you have to mindfulness suggests that we do mindfulness non-judgmentally. Mindfulness also encourages you to do one thing at a time. Whether or not you're engaged in just mindful breathing, for example, where the focus is to just sit there and take a few deep breaths, and then that's the mindfulness exercise, or whether or not you're doing mindful eating, mindful food, for example, and the goal is to just like really, really taste your food and really, really taste it, really smell it, like really get into the feeling of what it is to eat whatever it is that you're eating. It's tricky not to like allow your mind to wander, and it's okay if your mind wanders, because it's kind of inevitable that when you begin mindfulness that your mind's going to wander. And when you begin mindfulness, like don't put an expectation on yourself to do this for 10, 20, 30 minutes. Yes, there's mindfulness practitioners, and just like there's people who can meditate for a very extended period of time. But it's something that takes practice. So do not be hard on yourself if you begin doing a mindfulness exercise and you find that your mind just begins to wander. It's okay. Just gently, notice the fact that your mind is wandering and bring your mind back to whatever it is that, whatever task that you were engaged in at that moment. So, whatever the mindfulness activity was that you were doing in the moment, just bring your attention back to what you were doing. And do not be hard on yourself, because this is something that takes practice to do. So, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is sitting in the here and now. It really encourages you to pay attention to what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're feeling emotionally, what is going on with you at the moment. What are you feeling physically? Is there a draft in the room? Is it warm in the room? Do you feel does your sweater feel itchy, for example? Like, do your shoes feel tight? Like really, really get to the depth of what it is that you're feeling and experiencing in the moment. It's just, that's really all mindfulness is. It's to just stop what you're doing, to just take a second to pay attention to what it is that you're doing. So a lot of people share with me that they just like don't have the time to practice mindfulness. And I say, like, do you take the subway, for example? Like anybody in New York City, people in New York City take the subway. We don't drive in New York City. So being on a subway is actually a great place to practice mindfulness. I mean, because again, all mindfulness is just being in the here and now. It's just observing what you're feeling and observing what you're experiencing. So next time you're on the subway, I really urge everybody to just, take a second just to listen to the sounds that you hear, to smell the smells that you hear. Engage your five senses into the activity, and just be present. Just be present. Just pay attention. Another useful little tidbit for those who say, I can't be present, I can't I just don't know how to do it. Like, narrate in your head what it is that you're experiencing. So, for example, like I'm sitting here right now with an open window and I feel like a draft coming in. So I would say to myself, I feel there is a draft in the room. Like I feel the cool air on my skin right now. And just, to say that to yourself. So if you're on the subway, say, like I hear the couple next to me are talking right now. Like I hear sounds. I hear the sounds of the doors opening and closing. It feels really warm on the subway right now. And to really, really just think this out loud to yourself. And really get involved in what it is that you're doing. I mean, this is a good way to begin to practice mindfulness. And it's something that kind of, you have to sort of get into the habit of doing it. So, like a commute to and from work is sort of a great way to begin to practice mindfulness. If you want to do it on your lunch break, if you want to do it right before you go to sleep, these are some suggestions for when you can kind of carve out some time to practice mindfulness. And then you can work your way to, like how do you sit with sort of distressing experiences, and I'll post videos and get more into that like later on. Also, I want to say check me out on Facebook, because I'm on my Facebook professional page. If you look me up, Lisa Morkovich, I will be doing something called Mindful Mondays. So it's a way to teach mindfulness. Like I'll be offering mindfulness activities every week, and it's kind of, by again, the more that you do mindfulness, the easier it will become, and the easier it'll be to sort of work your way up to applying mindfulness, like in times of distress. So, that's really what I have to say today on mindfulness. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I'll see everybody later. Bye.